Hey, baby girl. Yes. This is my baby girl. This is Zoe. This is Zoe. She loves to have her belly itched. Yes, she does. Or scratched, I should say. Yes. Yes. All right. This is Zoe, and this is Zeus. They're boxers. They're 3 years old, and I just love them. And they're so sweet. Boxers are some of the best dogs to have. Hi, I'm Arvee Robinson. I'm the Master Speaker Trainer, International Speaker and Author. And besides dogs, I'm a woman of faith, and I love public speaking, and I love to teach people public speaking skills. But one of the first things you have to do before you're ready to get out there and speak is get over the fear of speaking. And that can be challenging for some people. I remember I was fearful when I was fearful when I first started. Really scared. So let me share with you a little bit about, what makes people scared. A lot of people, we're afraid that we're going to forget what we're going to say. Is that true? You might forget what you're going to say. And that happens because 2 reasons. 1, you didn't practice enough. And 2, you probably wrote out your speech, which makes you a prisoner of your own words. And that very thing happened to me one time. I'll never forget. I was standing up in front of a group, and I had a lectern in front of me. And the box in front of you is a lectern. It's not a podium. A podium is what you stand on. So I'm standing in front of the lectern. I have like 300 people in the audience. Now, this is when I was in corporate America. And so I had 300 people in the audience, and I stood up to deliver my speech, and I'm going along, and all of a sudden, the spirit leaves the body, right? Gone. And so I'm like frantic, not knowing what to say next. And the deer in the headlights look came across my face. And so I was going through my notes, because of course I wrote out my entire speech. So I'm going through my notes, trying to find my place, and I never could find it. And so I just went, thank you, and literally I ran off the stage. So today I want to share with you how you can not do that, not have that happen to you. So fear is something that you can use techniques to get rid of. So one of the best techniques that you can use is to practice. Practice your speech, rehearse. Rehearse for 1 hour for every 2 minutes of your presentation. That is so important. If you just did that alone, you'd be 100% better. The other thing you can do is make sure that you really know your material and you're really connected to the material. And then stories. Stories are a great way for you to kind of eliminate that fear by telling the story and putting it kind of on your audience. So stories are a great way. Practice, stories, all that stuff is a great way. Now I remember sometimes you might think, well, how do you completely get over the fear? I had someone that came to me and said, first time they got up, they fainted. They fainted. Well, part of that is because some speakers are, I should say some unprofessional speakers or new speakers, aspiring speakers, they get all worked up. So don't listen to the little voice on your shoulder telling you you're going to get scared. Instead, you pump yourself up before you go out and speak. You pump yourself up. One of the mantras that I always say is, I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm the best. Your audience wants the best. You need to deliver your very best. Make sure that you're prepared. Make sure that you know exactly where you're going to go, what you're going to wear, so that you can calm those nerves and those last-minute jitters. Now, recently, some people ask me, well, Arvee, do you ever get scared? My goodness, I've delivered over 3,500 speeches. And yes, the answer is yes. There was a time, about maybe 5 years ago, there was a time, again, I'm doing public speaking training, but I was at a seminar. It was a J. Abraham seminar. The marketing guru of all time. And I went with my mentor. And we had to stand up and introduce ourselves. Now the audience was full of millionaires and billionaires, and I had just started my company. Well, I guess it was 12 years ago then, and I had just started my company. And so my mentor never heard me introduce myself. There was thousands or hundreds of people, and they were billionaires from all over the world. And so I had to stand up, and I felt the jitters. I felt the butterflies in the stomach, and I couldn't believe that it was coming from. And I realized maybe I was feeling a little intimidated, to say the least. So I stood up, and I used humor. to calm my nerves. I stood up and there were, I'll never forget, it was round tables of people. And so my back was going to be to some of the people. So I stood up. Now, mind you, he had a PowerPoint, and the PowerPoint said, know your assets, know what your values are. So I stood up and I looked around and I said, first of all, I want to apologize to the people behind me where I'm showing my biggest asset, right? Everybody laughs. And then that calmed me down so that I could go ahead and deliver in the microphone without shaking my hand like that. So fear does grip us all at one time or another, but you can learn to get over it. And one of the fastest ways that I teach my students to get over any type of fear is to learn a system for speaking. And that's one of the things that I teach is the speech sandwich and what to put in your speech, how to put it together. Sometimes we're fearful because we don't know what we're doing, right? But what if you had a system, a proven system to develop and craft that speech that would work for any speech every single time? Wouldn't that be cool? Say, that's cool. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please write your questions down and I will be happy to answer them. One of the biggest questions that I get all the time from people is, what do I wear when I speak? And I tell them this, you want to be authentic. Be authentic to who you are. I like to dress in red because red is my brand, so I always recommend dressing in your brand color. If you don't have any brand color, just dress your dressiest self for your audience. One of the ways that you can find me and find more public speaking tips and videos is by going to instantprospeaker.com, instantprospeaker.com. You can sign up for videos there. But I would like to give you a gift. And the gift is, it's worth $1,078. And it's my Christmas gift to you, because I believe in you and I believe that you have a message to share that only you can share to people that can only hear it from you. So here's where you go to get it. And you can share this with other people and give them the gift too. And that is going to freepublicspeakingreport.com, freepublicspeakingreport.com.